Friday was the last day of the live fire target calibration, and early that morning, 11 local fishing vessels made their way to the surface danger zone as part of an event sponsored and hosted by Proteji Lictatzen Save Ritidian. Onyeka Flores is from Proteji Lictatzen.
We really wanted to help activate our fishing community. We've had a few meetings with our fishing community, and we realized that we needed to go out together. We needed to be intentional and go out with members of our fishing community to the surface danger zone together so we can experience that and learn. And in activating them, there will be, their own spokespersons, their own advocates for what they're going to lose, what our community will lose. But also, our community needs to be activated as well to support our fishing community.
As we've been reporting, ahead of the opening of the Mason Live Fire Training Range Complex at Northwest Field, the Marine Corps Base Camp Blaz conducted live fire target calibration from September 25th to October 27th, with live fire target testing set to begin December 4th through the 15th. Working with Proteji Lictatzen was Captain Audrey Toves, owner of One Love Good Vibes Charters.
I was the lead boat navigating everybody to the points. So it's a point A to point F for the area 1, and then area 2 was 1, 2, 3, 4 points. So point A to point D, and then open burn, open detonation area is it's very visible from the ocean side, and the radius for that for the safety zone is 2,400 feet. So that's the radius will be a semicircle, outward in the water.
Toves says that this was not their first attempt at heading out to the area to do assessments, but Friday proved to be just right.
Today was a blessing because the water was nice, weather was good, winds were down. So we were able to access all the points for each area and the open burn, open detonation.
The vessels rode the periphery of the surface danger zone, where it's being calibrated right now for 2 of the ranges in Area 2. While out there, the group noticed there were no raised flags or calls that came in, which is troubling, especially for smaller vessels who may not have proper equipment to be properly notified if they enter the area or if they happen to move into rougher waters. Toves also says that the ride-out was an eye-opener for many of the fishermen.
They look at on a map, right, or on a picture, be like, oh, okay, that's not too far. But when you're actually out there and then you see on your GPS, oh man, I got a fishing spot right here. Yeah. I got a fishing spot right here. I have a fishing spot in here. But that whole area is considered to be inaccessible because it's inside the surface danger zone. So the assessment today was to do that perimeter, to see how far we have to go, the distance, the time, fuel consumption, and then having to go through rough seas.
According to Toves, that is when a lot of comments and concerns started coming through the radio from the other participating vessels.
When I said, okay, we're at point A, point F, so on and so forth, they were like, wow, this is really, we have to travel this far? I said, yes. I said, can you imagine on the days when Ritidian Point is rough? We're going to have to go through this beating. We may not even be able to access to go around, whether we want to fish at 45 or on the east side or, Taragi. We can't go in that area if the water's too rough.
The firing range complex, once active, will be in use for up to 273 days out of the year. And for longtime fishermen like Dino McCraig, he knows the big impact it will have on the fishing community.
The fishing ground where they took over, and we found out the clearance, how far, how wide the shooting range is going to affect the fishing community. And pretty much when I looked at it, it's a big area where we fish a lot, and that's where the fish usually stay at.
Adam Sangil was one of the youngest boat captains that took part in the ride-out.
It does make it harder. That area getting blocked off, that's kind of like our safety zone. We like to pass through there when waters get rough. It's a nice little corner we can hide in. Smaller boats will have to go way outside of that and be in rougher water, and then lose the opportunity of fish that's on the coastline. Close by and safe areas for fishing, for our type of fishing methods, will be blocked off. Those guys with smaller boats might have to go further out. All those little things. Fuel expenses be greater, time on the water, having to pass through that area.
In short, at stake is the richest fishing area in the island.
2.8 miles of the ocean from Lictatzen. This is a place where our people have fished for thousands of years. For the fishing community, we're talking about their economic sovereignty, how they feed their families. We're talking about food sovereignty, food security for us, how we're able to get food for our people and our community, but also indigenous rights and cultural sovereignty.
The hope is that this ride out elevates the voices of who it ultimately affects and elevates the issues that concern all of us.
This is what we do. You know, it's our passion. Some of us do it for a living. Some of us do it for both. You know, but this is our island. We should be able to access, you know, these areas, especially if it's a prime location.
Jonagan Charfris, KM News.